and welcome to your third online Make Do Kangaroo video. Okay, so this is the third one and your last one in this block of classes for you doing it in your home and for me doing it in mine. But don't worry, there are plenty more videos to come, so if you want to keep going with doing Make Do Kangaroo at home, then you can, until we can all be back together again in the one room, because I can't wait for that. Wouldn't that be nice for us all to be back together again, all doing Make Do Kangaroo all together with all our friends, where we can see each other's work, we can learn from each other, and we can all have fun with the parachute. I really miss parachute time with you guys too. Don't worry, it won't be long and we'll all be back together. But for now, we're able, very luckily, we're able to still do this and still be with each other and still do art together and create together, but just in each other's homes, in each other's houses, which is amazing still, isn't it? So what are we going to be doing this week? This week is Dragon Week. Do you want to see? So hopefully, because this is the last week, everything in your wallets, you can just tip it out because it's all going to be for this week, okay? There won't be anything else in there, hopefully not anything else in there anyway. Everything in there will be everything you need for doing Dragon Week, okay? So this is what we're going to make first of all. But before we start painting, one thing we need to do, isn't there? We need to get up out of our seats. If you're sitting down at a table, you need to stand up, because we've got the kangaroo song to do, don't we? We have to get up and we have to get jumping. We have to get moving. Get rid of some of that energy that we've got in our bodies. Do we hear the music? Right, I'm standing up at you. I've got my kangaroo ready. And either you can march around the room like that, or we can start jumping already. Are you jumping? Right, here we go. Right, here we go for the boys. Boing, 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 boing. Well done. That's it. Keep going. Keep jumping. I'm always hoping. Let's see if kangaroo can jump really high. Well done, kangaroo. Did you see how high you jumped? Ready? Well done. Here we go.
Come on, children. Now it's
Are you jumping up and down?
Up and down.
Ready? We go up and down.
Up and down and bouncing, bouncing.
Well done. That's it. Keep going.
That's lovely.
You're doing really well.
Now you
I'm
like
getting
that
tired.
kangaroo too.
Are you tired? Go one more time.
Boing, 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 boing. I'm a kangaroo.
Well done. Keep going.
In me pouch. You'll never find me sitting or relaxing on the couch.
Well done. Really done. See if we can do a couple more jumps. Ready? Run. Well done. Give yourselves a very big clap. Let me switch this off. Well done. Oh, exhausted. Right. Are you tired, kangaroo? I think he's tired too. Let's sit him down. Take a deep breath. Think about what materials you've got ready and we'll get started. That was fantastic. Well done. So I hope you enjoyed making your haggis, neeks and tatties last week. Looked like you were all having fantastic fun. I love seeing all the photos and videos that your mummies and daddies and grannies sent me. So, anyone have haggis, neeks and tatties for the burn supper? I did. I wonder if you did too. Or maybe just ate some shortbread. Shortbread's always nice. It's always a nice Scottish treat. Right, this week, making our dragons. I'm going to move over to the side a little bit so you can see. You should have a dragon's face shape. Might not be this colour, might be a different colour. Yours might be a bit more blue, a bit more grey, a bit more green. But this kind of colour. And you should have bubble wrap. We love bubble wrap because you get to pop it, don't you? Everybody loves popping a bit of bubble wrap. You hear that noise? Pop, pop. Bubble wrap's good fun. But we're not going to pop it, not all of it. We're going to paint it. So what we've got to do, if you look at bubble wrap, we've done this before. There's a smooth side of bubble wrap and there's a bumpy side. And we want to paint the bumpy side. And that is going to make, look, all of these dots on our dragon, which look a bit like dragon scales. Dragons have got lots of really scaly skin, a bit like a fish. So we want to try and create that on our dragon. So we're going to paint the bubble wrap with some green paint. Hopefully you've got green paint too. Get your paintbrush and we want to paint all of this bubble wrap, okay? So keep going with your paintbrush. I don't know what size of paintbrush you're using, but I've got quite a small paintbrush for this big bit of bubble wrap. Now you can see as you're painting the bubble wrap, you can begin to see the bubbles a bit more clear, can't you? Yeah, they're not as see-through as they were before you put the paint on it. So we want as much of this bubble wrap covered as possible. Okay. So I'm just going to give this bit a wee bit more painty bit because we want it to cover the whole of your dragon shaped bit of paper. Right. I think that's not too bad. How are you getting on painting your one? Are you nearly finished painting your bubble wrap too? So once we've finished painting as much of that bubble wrap as you can, we're going to lay it over the top of our dragon's face, okay, like that. And then this is where we do a bit of patting. Remember, very gently, pat, pat, pat. Go down and up, down and up. We don't want any of this rubbing. Don't want to rub because then you'll smear it a little bit too much. So we just want to go down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, and pat. Nice, gentle pats like that. There we go. Then once you've finished patting, will we see what magic has happened underneath this bubble wrap? Do you think it's worked? Let's see. We'll lift it up all the way. What can you see when you lift up your bubble wrap? I wonder if you can see the same thing that I can see. Let's put this to one side and look what's happened underneath. Let's see if I can lift it up. Ta-da! Look, we've got all these dots to create our dragon's face, to create the scales of our dragon. Can you see? Look, in front of kangaroo. There we go. So that's us painted our dragon's face. Now, if you've got any wipes, I've got quite a bit of green paint from that bubble wrap all over my tablecloth. So I'm just going to give that a quick wipe and then lay my dragon's face back down. So now we've painted, now we need to glue on our dragon's face and all its features. So we're going to start off by finding the eyes. So can you find 2 black circles for the eyes? And if you've got some glue, I'm going to put some glue onto your little black dots, okay? Here we go. So I've got 1. Now, where are your eyes on your face? You think? They're not away up on the top of your head, are they? And they're not away down next to your mouth. They're kind of about halfway on your face, okay? Maybe near the top. So we're going to sit them here. Okay, and we're going to sit the other one here because we've got other things to fit above our eyes. Can you see? There we go. there's my dragon's eyes. Now, above your eyes, you've got these things called eyebrows. See your eyebrows? So if you try and find in amongst your paper this kind of shape, you find this shape in your wallet, we're going to put some glue onto that, and we're going to glue these above your black eyes for your dragon's big eyebrows that they have. So there's one. Stick that like that. Go. Press, 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 press. And then we'll do the other one. You need to try and make sure you get the glue right to the very edges, okay? And because there's lots of little pointy bits on a dragon, so we want to make sure we've got all these pointy bits covered in glue. Doesn't really matter, as long as they're above the eyes somewhere. Oh, I've moved that one a little bit, that's okay. Press, 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 press. Okay. There's your dragon's eyes and its eyebrows. Now, what will we put on next? How about ears? So on a dragon, your ears are on the side of your face, isn't it? On the side of your head here. But in dragons, the ears are up at the top, bit like my kangaroo here. So let's find, look, these ears. Find these shapes, and let's put some glue. Now you just need, because they stick out over the top of your dragon's head, you just need to glue just the edge of it. You don't need to glue the whole ear. You just need to glue that bottom edge. And it's up to you whether you stick them on the top like that. If you want, you can stick it on the top. Or you can see in this one, I've stuck it on the back. Completely up to you where you want your dragon's ears to go, as long as they're just at the top. Doesn't matter if they're on the front of your dragon or on the back. Then I'm going to stick the other one on. There we go. Now, a dragon has these funny things. Look at the side. They're like little like ear flaps at the side. So will we see if we can put they're almost like, I don't know, like little wings, aren't they? Little wings on the side of their heads. So let's try and find these, like this shape in amongst. And again, the whole thing doesn't need to be glued, just this edge. The straight edge, you need a little bit of glue along that straight edge there. Can you see if I do that? And then will we do the same along the other edge? Right, there we go. So again, oh, I'm maybe going to stick these to the back. So I'm going to lift this up. There. And I'm going to lift that side up because I want my eyebrows to go over the top of my flappy wings. The only problem is you get little painty fingers when you're pressing it down. There we go. And there's my dragon's little wings at the side. Now, what's he missing? He's missing something, this dragon. He's missing his big nostrils, isn't he? That he can blow lots of fire out of. So you should have these black shapes, long. They're a little bit longer. They're more an oval shape compared to the eyes. The eyes are round. The nostrils are a bit longer, a bit more of an oval shape. So we want to glue the whole of that shape, okay? And we're going to put it down near the bottom, okay, of your dragon. So there's one at one side, and there's the other one on the other side. There we go. Now, dragons breathe out fire, don't they? So let's get our fire shapes see it? And let's again put a little bit of glue. The whole thing doesn't need to have glue. Just look, if I put them down on the table, I wonder if you can see. Just this top bit. Because then that's what we're going to glue to come out of the nostrils. And we're going to stick that down there. So then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that top bit. And then that's what we're going to glue on that side. There we go, to come out of that nostril. Now, if you need to pause this video any time to catch up, then absolutely you can do that and then keep watching it at a later time. But look, there is my dragon. Can you see him? With all that fire breathing out of his nose. Does he look like a scary dragon, do you think? Or is he a nice friendly dragon? Maybe he's a nice friendly dragon. If you want to put anything else to decorate your dragon that you have at home, absolutely can. This is your dragon. You're in your house. If you have any more craft supplies that you maybe want to decorate his ears, his little wings, sorry, a little bit more, maybe stick some glue, some gems or some glitter, or get a pen and draw some patterns on there. If you're a little bit bigger, you could do that again with his ears or his eyebrows. If you want to put anything else on there to decorate your dragon, then you absolutely can. This is your dragon to make it look how you would like. This just gives you a bit of an idea of what you can do, but this is your artwork. You make it how you would like it to look, okay? And that is our dragon. I can't wait to see what your dragons all look like. I think they'll all look fantastic. Well done, you've done a great job of that. So now we have to put that somewhere to dry, don't we? Because I don't know about yours, but my paint is still a little bit wet. So I'm just going to leave my dragon there. Put my paint off to one side so that it's ready, tidy up time to take it away and wash. Right, so next, once you've put that to one side, are you ready to go and get a snack? Maybe in something to drink. Be ready for your story time. Yeah. So the story this week is this one. I don't think we've ever read this one in class before. Kangaroo. And it's called George's Dragon. And it's been written by someone called Claire Friedman and Russell Julian. And they were the authors that wrote Aliens Love Underpants. If anyone's read that story before, Aliens Love Underpants. And there's lots of other ones actually. Aliens Love Santa Paws. And there's lots of other ones for this one, for George's Dragon. Look, if you look at the back. There's a few in the series of George's Dragon. So if you really enjoy listening to this book, you can maybe ask your adult if they can have a look for these other books too. Very good, especially if you really like dragons. Okay. So this is called George's Dragon. Now I wonder which one's George and which one's the dragon. Do you think you maybe already know? I think this one's George. And I think this big purple creature here must be the dragon. Like, with lots and lots of stars behind them. It's a very pretty and shiny book. You see. Right, let's find out what happens to George and his dragon. Oh, look at that first picture. I'm going to come round. You see? The moment George looked into Sparky's big, friendly, purple eyes, he knew. That's the pet I want, he said. Look, he's in a pet shop. Do you see? If you're looking right at the other page, look at all these wonderful animals that you can go in and buy at the pet shop. Can anyone see anything that they would like to take home as a pet? You can maybe shout out and tell me. What animal do you see? Look at this down here. What do we think these could be? Oh, can you see? Look a little bit like penguins, don't they? They're not a usual pet to have, but then Sparky's not a very usual pet to have, is he? Let's see what animal he is. What? That funny looking lizard? Asked George's dad. Do you think he's a lizard? Now Sparky is actually a baby dragon, explained the man from the pet shop, but George's mum and dad didn't hear him. Oh no, they don't actually realise that George is a dragon. Please, can I have him? It is my birthday, begged George. It's George's birthday and he's going to get a new pet as his birthday present. And he wants Sparky to be his new pet. I suppose lizards aren't too much trouble, agreed George's mum. But he's not actually a lizard, is he? Sparky's a dragon. They don't realise. And with a huge smile, Sparky leapt happily into George's open arms. Oh, they look very happy to be together, don't they? There. Now, on the drive home, George and Sparky read the leaflet from the pet shop. This one here. Your pet dragon. Important information, it said. Dragons come in all shapes and sizes. Remember, a baby dragon will grow. Do you think Sparky is actually just a baby dragon? Do you think he's going to grow bigger? He might. Baby dragons are still learning how to fly. Remove all fragile objects. Crash landings are to be expected. So I think Sparky is just a baby and he's going to grow bigger and he's still learning how to fly. Imagine having a dragon flying about your house. What else does it say? Dragons love to practice breathing fire. It is best to start small, i.e. maybe just toast some marshmallows. Do any of you like toasted marshmallows? Oh, they are yummy. So that's what a dragon would be really useful for, wouldn't it, if you like toasted marshmallows? Beware, accidents will happen. Oh, that doesn't sound good. What's in that leaflet? Asked George's mum. I hope lizards behave themselves. They still don't realise that George is a dragon, not a lizard. George looked at Sparky and they both grinned. Look, remember it was George's birthday? He's having a birthday party. Look, with all of his friends and a birthday cake. Ta-da! At George's birthday party, Sparky lit all the candles on his birthday cake in one go. Clever Sparky breathing out fire. And the week that followed was one big happy adventure for George and Sparky. Look, what are they doing here? They played pirates. Yo ho ho. Sparky made a fantastic first mate and he also made an even better pirate ship. That does look like fun, doesn't it? Being able to bring Sparky into the bath with you and play pirates. Look what they played at next. They played astronauts. Sparky was a brilliant space rocket. But best of all, they just loved being together. Good night, Sparky, George said each night as he climbed under the covers. Snug-a-goo-goo, yawned Sparky. Oh, look, he's awful tired. Look, he even yawns out stars. And neither of them had ever been happier. Oh, they love being with each other. But there was a problem. There was a growing problem. Sparky was getting bigger and bigger. Oh, that lizard has grown huge, gasped George's dad. He gets bigger and bigger every day, George's mum sighed. Well, all pets grow, said George. You'll stop growing soon, won't you, Sparky? Sparky breathed in and he tried to look as small as he could. But then he had to breathe back out again and whoosh! Look at all that fire he breathed out. Wow. And he accidentally singed the curtains. Oh no, look. The curtains are all burnt. And that's another thing, grumbled George's mum. Everything in the house is covered in scorch marks. Oh look, it looks like he's even broken the television. Look at all these black burnt marks everywhere from Sparky breathing out fire. Oh. Sparky doesn't mean to do it, George said. Do you, Sparky? No, squealed Sparky, and he hung his head in shame. Poor Sparky, he's only learning, isn't he? He's still just a baby, really, even though he's so big. But things got worse, much worse. Sparky broke everything. Oops. Look. And every time he got excited, he flew. Usually far too high. Look what's happened. Oh, he's flown so high, he's made a hole in the ceiling. Oops. And whenever he tried to help, he always seemed to set something on fire. Oh, look, he's trying to cook the toast and he's burnt it. Sparky was a disaster zone. Oh no, poor Sparky. If things don't improve, said George's mum, it's back to the pet shop for him. No, they wouldn't take Sparky back to the pet shop, would they? Never, cried George, hugging Sparky tightly. No, whimpered Sparky sadly. They could not bear the thought of being apart. Oh, poor Sparky and poor George. So Sparky tried extra hard to be good. He tried to help with the dusting. Does it look like it's gone very well? Oh no, it doesn't. Look, he's knocking everything over. He helped to bring in the newspaper. But look what he did. He picked up the newspaper boy. Oh no, that's not very helpful. And he tried to dry the washing on the washing line. But that was a terrible mistake. Look, he's managed, look, to burn everything. All that nice clean washing that Mummy's hanged on the washing line. Sparky's burnt it. Enough, shouted George's dad. Sparky goes back to the pet shop this weekend. But Sparky has to stay, pleaded George. He's my best friend. A huge purple tear, look, can you see, slid down Sparky's scaly cheek. And George's parents had made up their minds. Oh no. Poor George, poor Sparky. Can you see, look, all the scales on Sparky's back. They just look a bit like all the scales that you painted on your dragon, look. Did a really good job. Let's see if Sparky needs to go back to the pet shop. What do we think? The next morning, though, something out of the ordinary happened. The car wouldn't start. Oh no, how will I get to work? Said George's mum. And how will I do the shopping? Said George's dad. Now, look, George whispered to Sparky. This is your big chance, Sparky. Just be very, very careful. What's Sparky going to do to help? Look what he's doing. He's taking George's dad into the supermarket to do his shopping. Hoppity-hee, giggled Sparky. George's dad had never enjoyed shopping so much. And look, he takes George's mum to work and then picks her up to bring her back home again. That looks like a much more fun way to get to work, doesn't it? Flying on a dragon. George's mum had a big grin on her face when she came back home that evening. Sparky's been so helpful today, George's dad beamed. He's been wonderful, agreed George's mum. He really is a lovely lizard. Do you honestly think they still think he's a lizard? They've not actually got the idea that he's a dragon. Does that mean Sparky can stay? George asked hopefully. George's mum and dad both nodded. Yippee! Yelled George. They get to stay together. Duper boom boom, whispered Sparky, being careful not to open his mouth too wide because he didn't want to breathe out fire or fly by getting too excited. And from that day on, Sparky was an extremely well-behaved dragon. Do you think he was? Maybe all the time, let's see. Well, most of the time. Look, they're having a lovely barbecue outside. Uh-oh. Sparky's breathed out fire again, hasn't he? Maybe the barbecue's a little bit too much fire. Here we go. And that's called George's dragon. Now, George was Sparky was very good at breathing out fire. Wasn't George, was it? It was Sparky that was really good at breathing out fire. So let's see what the next thing is that we're going to make that's a little bit similar to a dragon breathing out fire. Will we see? So the next thing that you should have in your wallet is this plastic bottle. You got something like that. And then also, if you had your pair of socks and if you used one sock for your haggis, then you should have a second odd sock that you can use for your bottle. Okay? And then also you'll need some glue. And there should be, if you can find them, these funny little shapes, which are going to be our dragon's eyes. So the first thing we need to do is we need to draw the pupils in our dragon's eyes. So what you can do is on the curved bit, let's see, can anyone draw a lovely black circle like that? And on the other one, we're going to draw a lovely big black circle like that. Doesn't matter what size your circle is, your black circle. As long as it's a circle and it looks, look, that's now turned into a little bit of an eye. Can you see? Now I am going to put eyebrows on mine. So if you want to, you can draw a big black line on the straight bit of the shape. You can draw in a big black line, because my dragon bottle is going to look a little bit angry, and that kind of helps to make him look a little bit angry. You don't have to do that if you want, it's up to you. So look, there's my eyes. So we're going to glue them to the very top of the bottle. Look, I'm just going to glue them here. You see? So try and sort of glue them to the top part of the bottle. Now, if your bottle's curved like this one, you might have to use lots of glue on it, okay? So let's get our glue out. Glue on our eyes. Let's think where I'm going to glue this one. Open on there. And just press it down, because if your bottle's curved like mine, you might just press it down a little bit to try and get it all sticking on, okay? And then I'm going to do the same with the other one. Put glue all the way over it. There we go. Now, you don't even have to put eyes on it if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. So don't worry too much about the eyes, because they're not the most important thing of this craft that you're making. Okay. But look, there's my dragon's eyes there, do you see? Okay. So then the next thing we're going to do, and you're going to probably need some help with this one, is we're going to try and fit our sock over the open end of our bottle. All right. Depending on the size of sock you've got, if it's just a little sock, you maybe need help to stretch it over your bottle like that. And what we want is we want to pull it, pull, 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 all the way, that's it, until it's flat. Do you see how that's all now flat on my bottle? Now, I sometimes take the lid off and poke my finger in. If your bottle's kind of being pushed in by you doing that, then you can always try and push out again by doing that way, and that'll fix any problems, okay? Now, depending on how tight your sock is, I've also included in your wallets an elastic band here, do you see? So if your sock is quite loose, if it's quite big, you maybe want to put your elastic band round your bottle just to make sure that sock stays in place and it doesn't fall off. But if you've got a sock that's really quite small and it's tight enough on your bottle, then you maybe don't need, I don't think I need an elastic band on this at all, but I've included it in it just in case you want to double check you've got that elastic band just to hold your sock on. Okay, and then it's up to you. You can leave it scrunched up like this. You can fold your sock over if you want it to be more like that, so you can see the eyes a little bit more. Completely up to you what you do, okay? But the main thing is we just get our sock onto our bottle. Now again, you can draw some nostrils if you want down at the bottom, if you want it to be a dragon, but all of these features don't really matter that much. And once you see what we're going to do with it, you can decide whether you want to add any more features onto it. All right, so once we've done that, your next thing you want to do is you want to get your bubble mixture. Okay, so get your bubble mixture that's in your pack, and you want a little bowl, or like I've just got one of my painting plates that I would put my paint in. And you can just water down, a little bit of this bubble mixture. You don't need to use the full concentrated version of that. You can just put a little bit of water in your plate add a bit of your bubble mixture, okay, and it'll still work fine if you water it down a little bit. It doesn't need an awful lot of bubbles for this. I'm going to move this and then you can see what happens. So what you would do is you then dip your sock, okay, into that bubble mixture, and you lift it out, and it might be a bit drippy. And then you want to get the lid of your bottle, and you want to blow. So normally, depending on the age of your child, normally when they see one of these bottles, they soak because they want to soak the juice out of the bottle or the water, whatever's in it. But we don't soak, we blow. So that's why I said when you have your bubble mixture in your wand, practice blowing bubbles through your wand, because that's what you're going to need to do for this. So we want to blow. You ready to see what happens? Do you see all of those bubbles coming out of my bubble, coming out of my dragon even? Ready? More bubbles. So what you need to do with your child, we'll dip it into the mixture and you want one big blow. So take a breath in and then take your mouth away from the bottle. And then take another big deep breath and then do another blow. And then take your mouth away from the bottle. What happens is if your child has their mouth at the bottle, breathes in, breathes out, breathes in, breathes out. Look. You can see what happens. All the bubble mixture goes up inside the bottle and it eventually gets to the top and then eventually it goes into your mouth. And you have horrible bubble mixture in your mouth, which won't taste very nice at all. So that's why we don't soak in, we don't breathe in. We dip it into the bubble mixture, shake it off, and then breathe in, and then breathe out. And blow. Take your mouth away, breathe in again, and then go. More bubbles. Depending on the age of your child will depend on how easy they find this to do. So I find this is a really fun activity to do in the bath. So you might want to take this into the bath at bath time. And if you like bubbles in your bath, then you can use some of the bubble mixture, some of your kind of bubble bath, and you can dip this into it and blow some bubbles into your bath, and then you get to play with them and pop them. Like, woo! And it's also a really great activity to do outside in the garden. So nice on a nice sunny summer's day, be great to do this as a wee activity. Might be a wee bit cold, but if it's dry, you can maybe go outside and blow some bubbles, and maybe if it's windy, see the bubbles blowing about in the wind. See if you can go and catch them and pop them. What you can also do, another thing, is if you want to, you can dip this open end into maybe some food colouring. So maybe some red food colouring, and then dip it into your bubble mixture, dip it into the red food colouring, and then when you blow, you should get red bubbles coming out, which maybe looks even more like fire. Or if you've got orange food colouring, you can maybe try doing that. And then you'll get red or orange or coloured bubbles coming out of your bubble blower. So this is lots of fun activity. You can do lots of different things with it in different places. Take it into bath time, take it outside and have a play with it outside. And if you want to, dip it into some food colouring and have lots of different coloured bubbles flying about your garden. Completely up to you, okay? Really, really easy one. But this is one that I was like, even if your child isn't bothered about gluing the eyes on or making nostrils or doing anything like that, basically just sticking a sock onto a cut end of a drinks bottle is all the fun you need. but the wee added extra of adding the wee eyes and things like that makes it a little bit more fun, turns it into a bit of a dragon. All right, so I hope you're having lots and lots of fun with your dragon bubble blower. It's a good one, and you can keep this for as long as you want and still keep reusing it over and over again, to make lots of fun bubbles and to have lots of fun at home. Now that we can't really go very many places, we've got to try and find lots of fun ways and fun activities to do in our homes, don't we? So this is one of them. This is a really good one. All right, so that is your dragon bubble blower. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the Tidy Up song on. You hear the music? Right. Maybe you're already tidied up. If you are, you just carry on playing and blowing bubbles. But I've got a little bit of tidying up to do. Wipe up my table. Put my glue away. Put my pen away.
Pick up toys, pick up toys, pick up toys. Time to pick up toys, put them in the place.
Maybe you've got some things that need to go in the bin.
Time to close your book, close your book, close your book. Time to close your book and put it on the shelf. Time to look around, look around, look around.
What do you think? Does everything look clean?
clean?
Does the room look clean? Is it nice and tidy? No, I think I'm not
Make the room look
bad.
nice and neat.
Is it nice and neat?
Nice and neat. Make the room look nice and neat.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you very
much.
much. Looks great. Well done.
When you
I tidied my bubbles away. That was silly.
Keep your room neat. Nothing under your feet. Good to find a place to keep things safe. Thank you very much. Time
What
to
do we
tidy
think?
up,
Are we still
tidy
tidying up?
Tidy up. Time
Are
to
we
tidy up.
finished?
Put your things away.
If you're finished tidying up, do what I've done and go and get your bubble mixture with your bubble wand. Okay, so you're all ready.
Time to tidy up.
Well done. Great tidying. So if you're tidied, you've got two ways of blowing your bubbles now with your bubble song. You can either use your bubble wand to blow your bubbles, or you can use your bubble blower to blow some bubbles. Completely up to you what you want to do for the bubble song. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to move these out of the way. Good job blowing your bubbles. Well done. Blow again.
They fly so high, nearly reach the sky.
Good job. Are you popping your bubbles or are you blowing them?
They fade and
Are you using your wand or the...
choose always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles.
Well done. Good job. I've got bubbles all over my hand now. That was fantastic. Well done, everybody. What a great job. So that is the end of Dragon Week for you. You've made your lovely dragon paintings, and we've made our fantastic dragon bubble blowers. Yeah, so like I said, this is everything. All the materials in your pack should be all used up now because this is the last one. However, there are more classes still to come. So next week's class is going to be Super Tato. Has anyone got the book Super Tato? Or maybe you've just read the book Super Tato. Yeah, it's a really good one, isn't it? So next week is going to be our Super Tato week, okay? So if you want to join in with that, then make sure, if you want to keep it going with the classes, say to mummy or daddy or granny or granddad, auntie or uncle, whoever does Make Do Kangaroo with you, say, I want the next week's pack, and I will get all of those weeks delivered to you, and you can put them back into your wallets, and then you'll be all ready to do Super Tato next week. All right. So I really miss all of you so much, but it's been lovely that we're able to keep going and doing art still together. So I hope we keep this going, and I will see you very soon. Fingers crossed. Okay, have a lovely week. You've done so well. Really proud of you all. See you soon. Bye.